In this week's Signal Emitted, a new dev release, LibGodot in action, even more CSV goodness, and of course our creator spotlight, our tip, game and add-on of the week. Welcome to Signal Emitted, your weekly news video for Godot related news. I'm Voylin, and the devs are hard at work. A new release has become available with the biggest new feature being the modern team. Last week I talked about the modern team pull request having been merged for the 4.6 update, and some people were upset that it basically becomes the new default team for Godot. But yeah, anyway, so here's a quick breakdown. The old team is still available. The new team is a great minimalistic alternative to the default team, well, the old default team. And you can have the modern team with the blue gradient. Also, the gray of the new team does help with the perceived color perception for working on games and projects, for like white balance and such. And also, the Godot team is still focusing on improving the readability and accessibility. Since the modern team has been merged, there have been several fixes for some of the readability issues and such, and more PRs are still coming out, and more issues are still being reported, so readability won't really be an issue, and usability will also not really be an issue by the time 4.6 gets released. I will say give the new team a chance, as you might like it and find it more enjoyable to use. And if not, no problem, you can switch back to the old team, or maybe you just really don't care about this, which a lot of you people probably don't really care about. In the end, it's just a new looking sweater which the editor is wearing, and nothing really major has changed. I'll be switching to the team, but I do hope that we can see some new UX designs in the next major release of Godot, in Godot 5.x, for example. And now for the other updates in this dev release, the inspector panel got condensed, which is a small change with a big impact. Screen space reflection also got an update in this dev release, giving better performance and higher quality. So better performance, better quality. That sounds strange. There is a clear improvement in quality compared to the old system, especially roughness is a lot smoother compared to the old version. This update to the rendering engine makes creating better looking 3D graphics much easier, but the fact that there's also an increase in performance is the most surprising. It's basically a win-win. And there have been more features added to 4.6, but again, I'll go more into detail when the first actual release candidate comes out of what is new in 4.6. I'm just going over the major features, major improvements or major changes. And for this week's sponsor segment, I bring to you the news of GDE GoZen version 8.4. GDE GoZen is a GDE extension which gives playback for all sorts of video files inside of Godot. With version 8.4, some fixes were made to make GDE GoZen more stable. The next big feature for GDE GoZen is going to be support for videos with an alpha layer, so with a transparency layer, and there will be a link to the is.io page in the description. So yeah, anyway, sponsor out of the way, let's go over to the creator spotlight. And the creator spotlight for this week is pointed at Firebelley Games. The creator of Firebelley Games is a former professional software engineer who became a full-time game developer who uses Godot for his projects. He is no small creator with over 30,000 subscribers and a library of both Godot tutorials and devlogs of his projects. He also does nearly daily live streams in which he does live game development. So if you're interested in Godot development, like actual project development, then be certain to check out his channel. There will be a link in the description. Check out his channel and subscribe if you want or not. And then for the other topics, one of the newest features of Godot 4.6 is LibGodot, a way to compile Godot as a library to be used with other languages and software. This new feature was used pretty quickly by a GitHub creator called born.com. And what he made is basically a React native implementation. Its purpose is very straightforward. It allows you to embed Godot projects inside of React native applications. Ta-da! Slowly but surely, Godot will really be everywhere. And then we have a PR to look at, which I really want to share since we've seen some other CSV translation improvements coming in the 4.6 release for plurals and descriptions. But this time we have a new addition which will make creating CSV translations even faster and better probably. On the project settings under the localization tab, we've only had generate POT for creating a file with strings to translate. But with this PR, we're getting an option to generate a CSV for localization, which is still pretty much the preferred method for a very large amount of Godot developers. So it's great to see that this is finally being added to the Godot engine. No more fully manually creating CSV localization files. And also, I quickly want to mention the 4.6 dev release right now is sitting at 800 commits made. And on GitHub for the milestone, we are seeing 50% completion with over 1000 commits merged. So 4.6 is getting closer, but it's not quite there. Maybe by the end of this year, or maybe it will be for early next year. And next up, a little bit of eye candy. A proof of concept art for a dark fantasy RPG made by the Reddit user Ordinary Cicada. This piece of art was created with a post-processing shader which makes the pixels become bigger the further the object is, together with some other effects. There are more details of how this look was achieved in the Reddit article itself, so have a read if you're interested in how to achieve this kind of effect in your own projects. There will be a link, as usual, in the description. And then it's time for Game of the Week. And for this week's game spotlight, I bring to you Slot and Dungeons, created by the developer Mug Games. Slot and Dungeons is a deck building roguelite in which the placement of enemies and items on the floor changes depending on the slots. Your goal is to conquer the dungeon by strategically using your attacks and skills to defeat enemies. Level up to enhance your abilities whilst you go deeper and deeper into the dungeon. The game is tagged as an early release and there is a demo available, so give the demo a go, and if you like what you're seeing, what you're playing, consider buying the game. Right now there's a discount running till November 14th. And then add some add-ons. We skipped a couple of weeks for add some add-ons because there was nothing really big coming out, but we have something this week. For this week, I present to you GDE Script Formatter. With this add-on, you can automatically format your GDE script codes according to the official style guidelines. This add-on gives access to a command to format your code, and there's also a format on save option. This add-on was made by GDE Quests, basically the YouTube channel, and their team. And on their site they have more information about how to set up this add-on and how to configure it. So yeah, this extension is available on GitHub and is surprisingly made with Rust. So yeah, it must be fast. There will be a link as usual in the description if you want to try out this extension. And then it's time for Tip of the Week. In week 36 of Signal Emitted, I mentioned running Godot with the -- verbose tag from the terminal to have more output printed about what's happening in your Godot project. But did you know that you can also have more info printed of how your project is running from inside your Godot console itself? By going into your project settings, you go to the debug settings and then you enable verbose std out. When you run your project now, you will see a lot more information of what's actually happening behind the scenes. There's even a function which lets you print to this verbose log, which is fittingly named print_verbose. Maybe next time when you're dealing with a strange bug or issue that you just cannot explain, try running your project with this feature on, and maybe it can help you with figuring out what's going wrong. Quick warning, it prints a lot of extra stuff, so only use it when you really are struggling with something. And then as usual, a very big thank you to all my Ko-fi supporters. Thank you very much for supporting me. Subscribe to stay up to date. This is a weekly series and I'll see you all next week. Thanks for watching and bye bye. Have a nice day. Or week.